Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me as always. We are continuing our little theme on the elements that we find in yoga. We call these the bhutas, the mahabhutas, the great elements. We as human beings are said to be made up of these elements. We hear it in lots of different traditions. We even hear about the elements in science as well. So, you know, it's not unheard of. But what we say in yoga is that we are part of everything else. We're part of nature, we're part of the universe. We are all sort of in it together, and we're all made up of the same stuff. So we're made up of earth, we're made up of water, fire, air, and ether or space. So we've worked through the first three. We're now on the element of air. We call this Vayu. It can also translate as wind, interestingly, in yoga. So what we're looking at is we're looking at a feeling of lightness, a feeling of trying to create room in our body. Room for what? Well, in yoga, we speak a lot about the breath. Yeah, the breath is a really integral part of our practice. So what we're trying to do is create some space to breathe. And in yoga, we think that on this breath, not only comes oxygen, which of course we need, but also we're bringing in vital energy, and we call this prana. Okay, in other traditions, you might hear it called chi or ki. So it's this vital life force. So we want to make as much room for that as possible. And one of the ways that we can do that is to improve our breathing. Also, when we improve the quality of our breath, you know, many things can happen. It can calm our nervous system down. It can help with things like asthma, COPD as well, lung problems. So, you know, it's really, really important anyway in our everyday life that we learn how to breathe a little bit better. So what we're going to do today with this element of Vayu, this air element, we're going to try and create that room for our breath. We're going to be doing lots of side opening, a little bit of back bending, but gentle back bending as well. So as always, be mindful of where you want to go in the practices. If we have any spinal problems, you know, you're going to go really gently today. This is sort of your responsibility to look after your body, as this is in an online setting. And if you have any queries before you do the session, you can either get in touch with me, or if nothing else, you know, do ask your healthcare professional for their advice before starting anything. But this is hopefully going to free us up a little bit and create some space. So what I'd like you to do is get on the floor first, bring yourself down. You could, I'm going to grab a cushion here off my sofa. You could get a cushion if you wanted to. I'll show you what we can do, because we're going to be down here for a few moments just breathing. If it feels comfortable, you're going to lie on your cushion. And when you lie down, have your cushion sort of at the bottom of your shoulder blades. So where your shoulder blades, where your scapula ends there. And then what you can do there is just lie down on it. But you've got your shoulder blades over the top. Yeah, so it's almost like the shoulder blades are hooking into the cushion. And you could release. Now, again, that might not feel great for us this early on. You know, as I say, if we've got any issues going on with our spine, that might not feel comfortable. It might feel too open. So if you don't like it, forget about it. Don't use it. But it's an option if you want to experiment with it. So wherever we are, we're coming down, whether we're on the cushion or not. As we come down and as we settle, you can have your knees bent and your feet on the floor, or you can stretch your legs out. So again, just take a few moments. I'd like you to bring your right hand, or the fingertips of your right hand, onto the centre of the chest. And then your left hand, or the fingertips of the left hand, just touching your belly. Relax your shoulders, relax your elbows. There's no tension in this gesture that we're making. The back of the neck is long, so we slightly, ever so slightly dip in the chin. Again, you could have a small cushion or a blanket under your head if you need to, of course. Relax your jaw, relax your mouth, relax your tongue. And if you're happy closing your eyes, close your eyes now. We're in our safe space. ready for our practice today. For a few moments, I'd like you to tune into your own breathing. At the moment, we're not changing it in any way. We are just observing without judgment. So if you've been rushing around before your practice today, or over the past few days, you might have had some worries or some anxieties that have come up, you might notice that on your breath. You might be breathing a lot more up into the chest. You might notice that your breath is quite short or quite shallow. So notice that and sort of observe where your emotions and your thoughts have been over the past couple of days as we tune into the breath. And then we are going to start to lead the breath a little bit now. So the left hand in some way is on the belly at the moment. We're going to start to direct our breath down into our belly. So I want you to notice, just for a few moments, the movement of your breath at your belly. So really, lead the breath down into the belly. And for some of us, it might be quite hard to do this, okay? But we're getting into a rhythm. It's a really good breathing technique. If we're feeling a little bit worried, if we're feeling a little bit tense, it's a good breathing technique of a night time if you're struggling to sleep. Bring this breath down into your belly. And see if you can now follow these instructions. Every time that you breathe in, let your belly expand. Let it be a feeling that your belly's lifting, rising. And then as you breathe out, let your belly flatten or even pull back slightly. Every time you breathe in, almost like your belly is filling with that breath. It's expanding. Every time you breathe out, it's like your belly is emptying. It's flattening, it's pulling back. So go with that a few more times. And again, it might feel odd if you've never done this practice before, but it's a really good pointer to the quality of our breath. Breathing in, the belly expands. Breathing out, the belly draws back. What happens as we go through our life is that, life tends to pile on top of us the stress, the anxiety, the worry, the rushing around, the frustration, the anger, all that stuff that life does. And to try and cope with this, we forget about our breath and we just breathe really as quickly as possible. So that is when we notice our breath moving into our chest a lot more and the breath being shallow or sharp or short. If we were to watch a baby breathing, or your dog or your cat or your pets at home or any animal, they're calm, they're relaxed, they're breathing a little bit deeper without being forced. It's not a forced breath. But they're using all of the lungs, all of the lobes of the lungs. They're using the diaphragm, which is a muscle that drops and then lifts to help our breathing, to help our lungs expand and contract. They're not rushing their breath. It's not up in their chest. So notice that a few more times. Every breath in, the belly rises, expands. Every breath out, the belly relaxes. I'd like you to practice this maybe over the next few days, especially if you are feeling that your emotions are sort of taking over. Come back to this breath, bring it down to the belly. Belly rises on the breath in, belly draws back on the breath out. We'll take a big breath in now, and then let the breath out through the mouth as you release your hands down to your sides. I'm going to open our practice with one sound, one chant of Om, said to be the sound that connects us to each other, to ourselves, to everything around us, above us, below us, within us. Inhale. Om. May we be protected. May we work together with great energy. May our study and our practice be illuminating. May we never quarrel. And may there always be peace, peace, perfect peace. Let's start to bring a little bit of movement back to our fingers and back to our toes now, everyone. And then we're going to stretch our legs out. So if your legs were bent, just stretch them out in front of you. If you were on a cushion, just lift your back a little bit and remove the cushion away from you now, and then let your back come back down nice and gently. We're then going to bring our right knee in towards us. I'd like us to give it a hug, first of all. Then you're going to try and keep your left hand on your right knee. Take your right arm out from the side, your palm is up. Breathe in, relax your groin, that area at the top of the thigh going into the hip. And then as you breathe out, you're just going to draw your right leg across your body over to the left side. Now, you know, we'll all be different here. Remember, we've all got different things happening in our body. So just be mindful of where you want to go. What we are trying to do here is anchor down through our right side. So try to keep your right shoulder blade in contact with the floor, your right arm, the upper part of your back. And what we're doing here is opening the right side a little bit. Yes, there's a little bit of work going on in our spine, but also really think about, and you might just bring your left hand onto your right ribs. Think of all that room there for a moment. And then bring your left hand back onto your right knee. Keep twisting. Breathe into the right side if we can. Breathe out. As you breathe in, come slowly back to center, nice and gently as we release, and exhale. Release your leg, release your arms. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's draw our left leg in, give it a hug. And then we'll keep our right hand on our left knee. Take your left arm out from the side, palm up. Breathe in, relax the groin. Breathe out, draw your left leg across the body over to the right. So again, it might be a couple of inches, or you might be going a little bit deeper, depending again, you know, on the mobility of your lower back, on the mobility of your spine, even on things like the length of our bones here, guys. This is why yoga is so beautiful, because we're all different and we all just work to our own capability here, you know, into a comfortable place. We don't want to be really rigid and tight in something, because then our breath is restricted. So we want to be in a place where we can really breathe freely into the room that we're creating. Another breath into that left side. Another breath out. As we breathe in, slowly come all the way back up. And as we breathe out, release all the way down. And just shake the legs out. We're going to breathe in, lift both arms up and over to the floor behind you. If you struggle with that, take your arms out from your shoulders instead. Breathe out there. Now we're going to keep the arms stretching. As you breathe in, push through both heels. As you breathe out, point your toes away from you. So the arms are stretching, but we're just changing the angle of the feet each time. Breathe in, push your heels away from you. Breathe out, point your toes away from you. Feel this stretch down both sides. Again, inhale, push your heels away. And exhale, point your toes away. Breathe in, relax your feet, lift your arms. And as you breathe out, bring your arms back down. Good. Final one before we come up. We're going to take both feet over to the left side. So if you're on a yoga mat, you'll take them to the left side of your yoga mat. If you're not, just take them over to the left as far as you can. My legs are straight. Ideally, I'm keeping my legs together. And if my right hip feels okay, I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left foot. If you get to that position and it doesn't feel good in the hip, just have the feet together again. So now I'm going to keep my bum on the floor. I'm going to keep my back on the floor. But I'm going to start to inch over my shoulders and my head. So just starting a little bit of a shuffle with my shoulders, my upper back and my head over to the left side as well. So what I've created is this lovely bend through the body. We sometimes call this the banana bend. Now, final thing, we can lift our arms, we can take them up and over, but we're going to keep the elbows soft. Hold your right hand, either your wrist or your fingers with your left hand. Turn your head slightly to the right. If we've got any issues around chest region, armpit area, if we've had any surgery around that area, this might feel quite a lot. So what you could do is just stretch your arms out from your shoulders instead. So we're just observing this space again down the right side. And again, could you visualize if you were to close your eyes, just breathing up and down through the right side? And that breath, like a breeze, like a calm breeze, just moving through the right side, up and down as you breathe in and out. And just like when we were doing our belly breath, we could think about directing the breath into the right side of the ribs and getting that same feeling of the ribs expanding and contracting as we breathe. And we're just going to take another deep breath in. And then as we breathe out, we'll slowly bring the arms down first. We'll shuffle our head and shoulders back to where we feel is centre. We'll uncross our ankles if they were crossed and bring our legs and our feet back to centre and just shake the legs and shake the hands. We're going to do exactly the same to the other side so that we level things up. So both feet go over to the right. If everything feels okay with your left hip, cross your left ankle over your right. If not, just keep the legs together. Bum stays where it is, back stays in contact with the floor, but we're going to shuffle head and shoulders over to the right side as well. So we're starting to get that lovely side bend. Again, arms can go up and over, elbows bend. Hold your left hand with your right hand. Or again, if you're taking the modified version, open the arms out from the sides. The head turns very slightly to the left. We can close our eyes and we can start to breathe up and down through that left side. So again, you could even visualize that. Just the breath flowing through that left side. Let it move like a breeze and let it move into the left ribs. And again, find that expansion and that contraction. Good. Another breath in. And then as we breathe out, release the arms back down first. Shuffle those head and shoulders back to center. Uncross your ankles if you've got them crossed. Bring your legs back to center. Breathe in. And breathe out. So if you know that you've got any back problems here, I would like you to bend your knees and then roll onto your right side and take a few moments there. If your back feels okay, you're going to draw your legs in towards you, take the hands around the backs of the thighs, and you're going to rock up and down a few times. So just be mindful, because we've been on the floor for quite a while doing those breathing practices. So just slowly rocking back and forth. And then if you're on your side, slowly start to make your way into a seated position. And those of you rocking and rolling, eventually bring yourself all the way up into a seated position. We're going to cross our legs if we can. Remember, we can have our legs stretched out in front of us. If you've got your legs stretched out in front of you, I'd separate my feet just slightly, just for what we're going to do. So we're lengthening up through the spine, nice and tall. We're going to touch the heart, or the subtle heart, we might say in yoga, the center of the chest, with our fingers. It's called Anahata Mudra Vinyasa here. As we breathe in, we're going to open the arms. We could gaze up a little bit. And then as we breathe out, we draw it all the way back in. And again, breathe in as we open. So again, all very subtle movements. Think about all this room we're creating around the ribs. Exhale, draw it in. And again, breathing in as we open. And breathing out. So we're going to do a few more. Keep going with your breath. What we're looking at here is this feeling of opening up. So we're creating that room to breathe. Anahata is also said to be the subtle heart, the energy center that is related to our heart, related to our compassion, our love, our acceptance, our kindness as well. So when we work in this, we're also opening around that area. Breathe in and breathe out. Slowly, slowly come all the way back. Wonderful. We're going to place our left hand to the floor. So already there's a slight lean over. We're then going to take a breath in, lift the right arm. Now, again, we could stay there. Again, if we need to, support this area, you could just have your right hand on your right shoulder and lift your elbow. So just breathe in. Some of you would look up towards the hand if that feels comfortable with the neck. We'll take another breath in. So there's many places that we can go in yoga. There's always somewhere else we can go. As you breathe out, you could soften your left elbow and maybe reach your right arm over to the left. Now you'll notice that that gets a little bit stronger. We're trying not to let ourselves just roll to the left. Keep stable. So even if you've got your legs outstretched, that's why we took our feet a little bit slightly apart there. So we keep our right side down. And then we engage our core. So a little feeling of toning around the belly, engage your pelvic floor muscles. As you breathe in, come up, nice and tall, lengthen. And as you breathe out, release. And just for a few moments, close your eyes. Notice that right side for a moment. And feel, does it feel more active, more alive, more open? Again, there's no right or wrong with what you feel, just observing. Good. Open your eyes. We're going to move our right hand out away from us. So there's already a slight side bend to the right. And then when we're ready, lift our left arm. Again, you can go for any of those modifications if you need to. So again, maybe we're looking up to the left hand. We're seeing how we feel. We've got our left side rooted down as much as our right side. If we're going a little bit further, breathe in. As you breathe out, start to soften your right elbow and bring your left arm over by your ear. We're trying again, sort of not to have the arm here because we tend to go into a little bit of a forward bend. So we're really sort of extending that arm over. It's quite active today, so notice that. Follow that line of energy. Breathe in, breathe out. And then again, we engage our core. Helps to support our back here. Inhale as we come up, lengthen. And exhale as we release. And again, just soften, close the eyes. Take the awareness to the left side. And then open your eyes. Hands on your legs. So if you've got your legs outstretched, they might be on your thighs. If you've got your legs crossed, they can be on your knees. We're gently going to move. So nice and slowly. Easing into it. Just let your body move almost in a circular motion to begin with. We sometimes call this the rolling C, or in Prana Flow, one of the methods that I teach. We sometimes call it the Anahata Kriya. So we're just starting to work into our body, a little bit of a cleanse around this area. Sometimes it's just a little movement around our lower back, but today I want us to get this feeling of, sort of moving our chest and our upper back as well. The movement can be as tiny as it needs to be. You could be in a really small circle, moving the shoulders a little bit, or you could be slowly moving around and really exploring it. Use your breath. If you need to exhale through the mouth, that's fine. I'm going to change direction for a few moments as well. So just going around in the opposite way, just breathing gently. Again, almost like we're tracing the heart, the movement and the flow. Good. We start to slow it down a little bit. So start to make those movements smaller. And then we come all the way back. Well done. We're going to bring ourselves around onto hands and knees. So nice and slowly. Remember, you can cushion your knees. So if you've got knee problems, you might have a blanket underneath them. Just a little bit of softness. Even use again your cushions off your sofa or pillows off the bed if you need to. We'll have our palms flat on the floor. And we've got this energy to our body. So we're not just sort of collapsing here. There's an energy in our arms up to our shoulders and our upper back. There's an energy in our belly again. There's an energy through our hips and our legs as well. And then we're going to start to move through our cat-cow series. So we breathe in, look forward. You could allow your tailbone to lift a little bit, your belly drops slightly. And then as you breathe out, you're going to draw your belly up, lower your head and round your back. And I'd really like you to explore and experience that feeling in the back of the ribs there. So again, as you breathe in, start to look through. And then again, as you breathe out, you're pulling your belly up slightly, coiling in, lowering the head, and really rounding the back. So notice the back of the ribs. And again, breathing in as we look through. And breathing out, coil into the core, round the back, lower the head. All that room in those ribs there. Last one. Breathing in. And breathing out. Good. Inhale, slowly come back to center. Now, as we exhale, turn your right palm up. Start to sit back to the heels. Let your right hand sweep down the mat towards your right foot. And then as we breathe in, come off your heels, circle your right arm all the way to the front. Turn it again. Inhale. Exhale as we sit back. And then breathing in as we come through. Keep going. Exhale. Sweep it down to the foot. Inhale, sweep it over. So we're really opening down the side again. Exhale, sweep it back. Breathing in as we bring it through. We'll do one more this side. Exhale. Just go back as far as you can. And then inhale as you lift off and place that palm down. Let's go straight to the other side. Turn the left palm up. Exhale, slide the back of the hand down the mat to the foot. Sit back to the heels and then breathe in. Lift off. Away from the heels, circle that arm over. And again, exhale. Sit back. Breathing in as we come through. And again, exhale. Just go back as far as you can. Inhale, bring it through. We'll do two more. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, come through. And last one. Exhale, sit back. And inhale, come through. Great stuff. We're going to tuck our toes under, take a breath in. We're going to press into our hands. And as we breathe out, we're lifting our knees. And we've got a feeling of pushing back. So hips are lifting back and up. We're pressing down through our heels. Let your head go if that's comfortable. And feel as though your chest could press through as well. So almost like our chest was pressing towards our thighs. Get that feeling. Good. Walk on the spot. So bend each knee alternately, lifting a heel every now and again. Wonderful. And then we'll bend both knees so that you're on the balls of the feet. Look forwards and slowly, slowly start to walk the feet towards the hands. And at some point, your fingertips are going to come up away from the floor maybe. Keep a softness to the knees. And we're going to start to sway very gently from side to side. And you know, if we've got that, any problems with our eye pressure, blood pressure problems as well, I would keep my head a little bit higher. Any dizziness as well, just keep your head a bit higher than your heart. Some of you might feel really comfortable to let your head go and your fingertips could be just brushing along the floor. So almost feel, it's not too fast, but it's a feeling that you know our arms are just moving through this air around us. Feel the air on your skin. Good. Come back to center, ground through the feet, and slowly, slowly start to roll up. And really gently give the shoulders a little roll. If you're on a mat, come towards the front of the mat and take your feet hip distance. If you're not on a mat, make sure that you've got enough room behind you. You're going to bring the hands again towards the heart. And we're going to work towards a practice, again from one of the methods that I teach, Prana Flow, called Hridaya Namaskar. It's going to be a variation of Hridaya Namaskar, the essence of Hridaya Namaskar. So first of all, Anahata Mudra again. Breathe in. Open the arms out. A slight different feeling when we do this from standing, because you know we can explore the back bend a little bit more. Exhale, draw the fingers back in, and again we could almost bow the head towards that subtle heart. And again, breathe in as we open, and breathe out as we draw it in. Lovely. This time change it slightly. We're going to inhale as we open. Not so much of a back bend, circle the arms back, and exhale, just bring them forwards again, sort of past the ribs to the heart. And again, breathe in. As we open, circle them back. Exhale, let them pass through. Change it slightly even more. Inhale as we open. I'm going to turn around so that you can see where my hands are going. Exhale, hands to the lower back. You can have fingers pointing down, or if the wrists allow it, fingers pointing up. As we breathe in, ground through the feet, lengthen through your spine. You can either stay there as you breathe out or slowly lean back a touch. As you breathe in, come up, root through the feet. And as you breathe out, fingertips touch again your subtle heart. So let's do that again. Breathe in. Circulate it, circulate that air, circulate that prana. Exhale, hands to lower back. Breathe in, ground and lengthen. Breathe out, you just explore your back bend. It's up to you where you go. You might just stay really upright. Inhale as we come up. Exhale, touch the heart. One more, we're going to link it in now, working towards Hridaya Namaskar, a variation of. Exhale, hands on lower back. Breathe in, ground and lengthen. Breathe out, take it back. Inhale, come up. Now take your hands down, almost from your kidney area, past the glutes, past the backs of the thighs, and come slowly into a forward bend. As you breathe in, draw your hands at the front of the legs, look forwards, lift your chest slightly. And then again, from that lower back area, massage down the backs of the legs, prana flow massage. We'll do that once more. Breathe in. You can do this with knees bent or legs straight, whatever works for you. Good. Exhale. Now I'm going to bring our fingertips to the floor, so do bend the knees if you need to. As we breathe in, our right leg goes back. We bring the knee to the floor. Exhale, relax the top of the right foot. As we breathe in, bring ourselves up. We've got time to cushion the right knee if we need to. Hands on hips. As we breathe out, go into your lunge. So it all depends on how the knees are feeling. We're going to start with the right arm. Breathe in, send your right arm out from the side, up to the sky. Little side bend to the left, all on the breath in. As you breathe out, come back down, hand to hip. And then the left one. Inhale, left arm goes out and up and over slightly to the right. And exhale, hand to hip. Take the hands behind you, interlock the fingers. Breathe in, lengthen the arms. You could stay there. Or as you breathe out, take a little back bend. Breathe in as we come up, fingertips to the floor. As you breathe out, left knee to right knee. Good. As we inhale, walk the hands forwards. Keep your bum nice and high. And as you exhale, press your chest towards the earth. Breathe in, walk your hands back under your shoulders, tuck your toes under. And as you breathe out, take a gentle downward facing dog. One breath in, one breath out. Bring your left knee down. As you breathe in, step your right foot through. Exhale there. Breathe in as we bring ourselves up, hands to hips. Again, you could cushion your left knee out if you need to. Exhale, find your lunge. Left arm's going to go first this time. Breathe in. Left arm goes out and up and slightly over to the right. Exhale, bring the hand back to the hip. Right arm. Breathe in. Right arm goes out and up and over. There's a little bit of a different feel here because our hip is slightly open. Exhale. Bring it back down. Interlock the fingers behind you. If you can't quite get there, just stretch the arms back. Breathe in, lengthen the arms, lift the chest. Exhale, it's your back bend. As we breathe in, release, bring fingertips to the floor. Now this time, we're going to tuck our back toes under, lift the back knee, look forwards. Exhale, step forwards, forward bend. Fingertips to center of chest. We're going to breathe in, start to come up to standing. As we come up, open those arms, circle them back. Exhale, hands to sacrum. Breathe in, roots and lengthen to get that openness. You could stay there, or again, exhale as we take it back. Breathe in as we come up. And as we breathe out, massage down. We'll go straight away, fingertips release to the floor, bend the knees if you need to. Left leg's going back first this time. Inhale, left knee to the floor. Relax the top of the left foot, exhale. Breathe in as we bring ourselves up, hands on hips, time to settle there. Exhale. So left arm leads first, breathe in. Take it out and up and over. Exhale, bring it back down. Every movement has a breath, every breath has a movement. Inhale, right arm, out and up and over. Exhale, back down. Fingers interlace or just stretch the arms back. Breathe in, open the chest. Breathe out, you explore your back bend. Inhale, slowly release, fingertips to the floor. Remember what we did last time, exhale, right knee to left knee. As you breathe in, walk your hands forwards, just come as far as you can, keep your hips nice and high. Exhale, chest towards the earth. As you breathe in, slowly walk your hands back under your shoulders, toes are tucked under. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. One breath in. One breath out. Bring your right knee down. As you inhale, step your left foot through. Let yourself settle there. Exhale. Breathe in, bring yourself up. Hands to hips. Again, take the time to adjust and to settle. Right arm. Breathe in, out and up and over. Little side bend to the left. Exhale, bring it back down. Breathe in, left arm, out and up and over. Just take it to where you can. Exhale. Fingers interlace behind you or arms stretching back. Breathe in, lengthen. Breathe out, you explore. Breathe in, slowly come up, fingertips to the floor. Right toes tuck under, lift your right knee. And as you exhale, step forwards, forward bend. Fingertips to center of chest, breathe in. We're starting to come all the way up. We're opening as we inhale. We're circling the arms back, hands to lower back, exhale. We breathe in, ground and lengthen. And we breathe out, slowly take it back. Inhale as we come up. And exhale, release. Draw your hands into what we call Swabhava Mudra. We cross our wrists, our palms face towards us. We hook our thumbs, so we're almost making a little bird shape. And then we're resting the hands on the upper chest. so that the thumbs just come into that little dip of the clavicle or the collarbones there. And the hands very lightly, just resting at the subtle heart. We could bow our head forwards again. Take a few moments just breathing here. Maybe you tune into the beating heart. Maybe you tune into your own breath, your own body, your awareness, your consciousness. Everything just working together. Good. And then we can open our eyes, release the hands down. Fantastic. One more before we come back down to the earth, guys. If you're on a mat, come now so that you're in the middle of the mat and the mat is lengthways like this, so that you're standing like I am. If you're not on a mat, it doesn't matter where you are. But what we're going to do is take our feet out nice and wide. Okay, so just feel comfortable here. Let's turn our left foot away from us. And our right foot is going to turn in very slightly. Now we're going to open our arms out. We haven't moved in our hips particularly, so there is a bit of hip work that's probably happening. Open your arms out, breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going to bend our left knee. So what we would call a warrior two, Virabhadrasana Dwi. So we hold it here. We can adjust our feet slightly. If you want to go a little bit further apart, you can do. If you need to be a little bit narrower, then go there. Now from here, we're going to tilt to the left. You're going to bring your left forearm onto your left thigh, and you're going to lift your right arm up to the sky. So again, we did this in our little side bend from sitting. If you need to, you can have your right hand on your shoulder if we're modifying, okay? Good. Now, we're going to keep on, those of us who feel comfortable, reaching the right arm over by the ear. And today, again, we're quite active in that arm. So we've got almost this diagonal line from our right fingertips to the outside of our right foot. Pajvakonasana, hold it there. Breathe. Again, we're trying not to collapse forwards. We're trying to keep this as a wonderful, beautiful side opening. If it's too much to have elbow, you know, you can have your hand resting on your thigh. So make sure that you're comfortable with it. Another breath in. Another breath out. Woohoo, well done. Inhale, slowly come all the way up. Use some core strength as well. Open the arms out. And exhale, release down. And all we're going to do here, so we keep it simple, is just turn the feet. Right foot turns out, left toes turn in a little bit. Again, our hips don't really move at all. As we breathe in, we open the arms out. We're going to bend our right leg this time. Exhale. There's a moment there in our warrior. And then we bring our right forearm onto our right thigh. We lift our left arm first of all. We can keep it there, pretty happy. Again, modified version, even hand on hip if you need to, but try and keep the chest spinning almost to the left. If you're going a little bit further, bring that left arm over by your ear. So again, we want to keep the face free. We're not sort of dropping it in front of the face. Just keep it nice and open, and maybe even looking under that left arm. Keep breathing. Good, everyone. And then as we inhale, slowly come up, nice and gently open out. And as we exhale, slowly release. Turn the feet so that they're parallel, and then start to heel and toe, heel and toe, heel and toe, back to hip distance. Come forwards to the front of the mat. As we breathe in this time, take the arms out and up, open the sides of the body, palms could touch. And then we bring the hands through the heart as we start to fold, 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 all the way down. Let's step the right leg back, bring the knee to the earth, and step the left leg back, bring the knee to the earth. We'll take a breath in as we are. As we breathe out, look around to the right side. So it's almost a squeezing of the right side, but an opening of the left. Inhale back to the middle. And then exhale, looking around to the left side, squeezing the left waist, but opening the right. Inhale, back to center. Big toes touch, knees nice and open, and as we breathe out, sit back to the heels. If you need to, rest your forearms on the floor and just let your head relax. If you feel that you can stretch your arms out and let your head come down, remember you can use some cushions or some blocks or some books if you need to rest your head on, then do that. And take a few moments here, breathing, lengthening your spine a little bit as well if we can. Quite a lot, we don't think about breathing into the back of our body. You know, so really try and think of that maybe over the next week as well. When we're breathing, try and get the whole body breathing. If we think of where our lungs are, you know, the lungs are situated, parts of the lungs in the back. So it makes sense to use all of that space in the back as well. And then we're looking forward to slowly walking our hands all the way back. And we're sitting up nice and tall. Good. I'd like you to get into a comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. You can sit on a chair, you can sit with your back resting against the wall or the back of the sofa or wherever. Just get comfortable. Legs can be outstretched, you can be on the knees, you can be on a cushion. I'm going to come onto a cushion. We're going to do a little breathing practice. Our breathing practices are called pranayama. Prana, this vital energy. Yama or ayama, to extend or to expand. So we're trying to create more of it and really extend our life force as well. So we're going to work with Nadi Shodhana, which is our alternate nostril breath. I'm going to invite you as well, if you would like to, as we get going through the practice, to add in a holding of the breath. Now again, this might not be for us, okay? If you've got heart problems, blood pressure issues, again, eye pressure issues, no holding of the breath. So, you know, observe that within yourself, but there will be an invitation at some point to hold the breath. If you're not holding though, you will carry on with the practice as normal, all right? So left hand onto left leg, we'll bring thumb and index finger today just to connect that flow, and we'll bring the right hand in. We use the first two fingers of the right hand. We can either bend them down or we can take them to the point between the eyebrows or the center of the forehead. So our spine is nice and tall without being rigid or tight. So there's still a little bit of movement. Remember, we want the breeze to flow. We don't want it to get stuck. So we're going to close our right nostril with our thumb, and then we're going to take a steady breath in through the left. Close the left nostril with the ring finger, open the right, and breathe out. Breathe in through the right. Close the right, open the left, breathe out. And if we're struggling here with the breath, relax the hand away and just visualize. Inhale through the left side. Close. Exhale through the right side. Breathing in through the right. Close, breathing out through the left. So we're going to do one more full round and then we're going to add in the hold. So we're going to inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close off both nostrils, hold the breath. Open the right, breathe out. Inhale through the right. Close off both nostrils, hold the breath. Exhale through the left. One more full round. Inhale through the left. Close off both nostrils, hold the breath. It's a pause, it's not tense, just a pause in the breath. Breathe out right. Breathe in right. Close off both, retain the breath, pause. And exhale left. Lovely. Release the hand at the end of that exhale. Keep the eyes closed for a moment. Just breathe. Nice steady breath. Wonderful. We're going to release ourselves onto our back, nice and slowly. As we come down again, like we did at the start, you know, if you want to lie back on that cushion again, have the cushion just underneath the shoulder blades so that you've got that freedom around the ribs and the chest. But we can hug the legs in, we can give the body a little rock from side to side. I'd like us to pop our feet down onto the floor for a moment. Left hand on belly, right hand on heart again. And again, just for a few moments, observe that breath moving through you. Feeling again, you know, that belly breath starting, but then, you know, we want to be able to breathe fully. You know, we want to improve the quality of our breath. So that means using every part to breathe. So not only will the belly be rising and expanding and contracting, but also the ribs. And we will, of course, feel a breath in the chest as well. And we will feel it in the back. So for a few moments, like the whole torso is gently pulsing with the breath. Expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. And we'll take a nice big breath in. And we'll sigh the breath away. Release the hands down by the sides, turn the palms up. You can keep your knees bent or you can stretch your legs out. Again, just feel comfortable with where you are. If your legs are stretching out, take your feet wide, let your feet flop away from each other. You can have your eyes closed, you can have your gaze soft, just feel comfortable. Relax your jaw, your mouth, your tongue. And take this time now, really observing the practices. We've done a lot of feeling of creating space, creating the room to breathe, where our breath can flow. Done a lot of side opening, some gentle back bending as well in our practices today. So, you know, they're really important practices to do for the health and the mobility of our spine. But of course, if you're not used to doing them, you might find that you feel that you've worked, and that's okay. You know, the practice of Hatha Yoga, which is, you know, the path that we're on, we use the physical body as well as the breath, as well as the awareness and intention. We use the physical body as a way of leading towards transformation. But for now, we let everything settle. We start to relax our body. And I want you to feel that this breath, this calm breath, is like a breeze. And that breeze, just very gently flowing through us. And feel that you could send that breeze down to your feet, down through your legs, down to your hands, down through your arms, feel that that breeze could move down through your spine, down through your belly, down through your chest, Feel that that breeze could move even through your neck and your throat and into your face, your skull, so that this breeze of the breath is now flowing gently through your whole body. It's relaxing you, it's softening you, it's calming, it's peaceful. And you're resting here on the breeze. Light, peaceful, relaxed. And you could then deepen your breath and start to very gently bring a little movement back to your fingers, back to your toes, back to your ankles, back to your wrists, to your neck and your head. Move your jaw, move your tongue in your mouth. And you could take a deep breath in, start to lift your arms up and over, nice full breath in. And then a yawn or a sigh as you bring your arms back down. You could bend your knees if they're not already. Ease your back onto the earth. You might hug the legs in if you want to do that and take a little rock from side to side. And then in your own time, with your eyes still closed perhaps, just roll onto your right side. And as you roll onto the side, notice all that space in the back. It is movement and pulsation. It is expansion and contraction. It can be a gentle breeze or a forceful gale. It is the breath of the heart. And keep your eyes closed as you slowly start to bring yourself up and around back to a seated position. And we can again rest right hand at the heart, left hand at the belly. We take a few moments just drawing it all back. Present, aware. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. I wish you peace, peace, perfect peace. You can bow your head forwards. Thank yourself for your practice today. You can start to open your eyes, have a little look around you, taking your surroundings, coming to. Well done. Thank you for joining me as always. Over the next few days, just be aware of your breathing. You know, every now and again, come back to the breath. And also notice it maybe when your emotions are heightened. You know, if you're feeling a little bit worried or angry or frustrated, but also notice when you're feeling happy and calm and joyful. You know, what's the breath doing? What is the breath like? Enjoy. And we'll see you next time, guys. Thank you. Bye.